18 inches of snow on Cape Cod while Miami sits at 23 degrees Sunday morning. How is your area preparing for what could be the most significant winter storm in over a decade? Because right now, we have got model data showing snowfall totals that honestly seem almost too aggressive to believe. And over the next 72 hours, the difference between a manageable snow event and an absolute crippling blizzard is going to come down to about 50 miles of storm track. I am going to show you the exact hour your snow arrives, which cities are in the bullseye, and most importantly, the one atmospheric feature that nobody else is talking about that could change everything. But I need you to drop your city in the comments right now because tomorrow I am going through every single comment and giving you a personalized forecast for your exact location. Let me give you the timing immediately. Knoxville, your snow starts Friday afternoon around 4 p.m. Columbia, South Carolina, Saturday morning at 7 a.m. Raleigh, Saturday at noon, getting heavy by 3 p.m. Virginia Beach, Saturday night at 10 p.m. Heaviest overnight into Sunday. Boston, Sunday afternoon around 2 p.m. Now, before we dive deep into all the specifics, I have got to address the elephant in the room. We have got two completely different scenarios playing out in the model data, and I am not talking about just a couple inches difference here and there. We are talking about the difference between 3 inches and 15 inches for the same locations. The European model has been remarkably consistent for 3 days now. It is screaming at us, showing this storm absolutely bombing out off the Carolina coast. But then we have got the GFS, the American model, and it has been all over the place. Yesterday it was offshore. This morning it came back west. Tonight's run is going to be absolutely critical, and I will break that down for you tomorrow with the latest data. Let me explain the setup because understanding what is happening in the atmosphere helps you understand why this has so much potential. We have got Arctic air, and I mean legitimate Arctic air, flooding into the eastern United States. The National Weather Service in Miami actually traced back where their current air mass is originating from. And folks, it is coming directly from the Arctic Circle. Not Hudson Bay, not Canada, the actual Arctic Circle. This is why temperatures have been so brutally cold, and this is why when this storm develops, we are going to see very dry, very fluffy, almost Rocky Mountain-style snow across the southeast. This is not going to be your typical heavy, wet, southeastern snow that is great for snowballs but terrible for power lines. This is going to be light, powdery, and it is going to blow around in the wind. Now, here is where it gets really interesting from a meteorological standpoint. We have got a piece of energy, a shortwave trough, dropping down from the polar vortex. I have been showing you this on the upper level maps for days. And the reason I keep showing it is because this is the single most important thing for forecasting this storm. What we are seeing today is fascinating. This piece of energy has been strung out, stretched from Iowa all the way out to south of Nova Scotia, just kind of flat and horizontal across the northern tier. But watch what happens. By Saturday late morning, that energy is going to consolidate and break apart from the flow. It is going to become what we call a closed low in the mid-levels of the atmosphere. You are going to have a very well-defined dip in the jet stream, and that closed height value, that is where the core of the cold air is, and that is what is going to fire off intense banding of snow. But here is the trend I want you to pay attention to. Over the last several model runs, we have been backing this feature up to the west just slightly, maybe 20 or 30 miles. That does not sound like much, but in meteorology, that is huge. Because what that does is it puts more areas into what we call the left exit region of the jet streak, or the area of divergence aloft. Let me explain what that means in plain English. Up in the mid-levels of the atmosphere, we have winds that follow these height contours. As those winds come screaming around this trough, they separate right over the Carolinas. That separation, that divergence, creates lift. Think of it like a swimming pool. If you have water rushing in from multiple directions, and then it suddenly separates, you get rising motion in the middle. That rising motion in the atmosphere is what causes heavy precipitation. And because we have this Arctic air in place, that precipitation is going to fall as snow. Now, the coastal low. This is the other critical piece. Friday night into Saturday, a secondary low-pressure center is going to develop along the South Carolina coast. This is called secondary cyclogenesis. The primary low weakens and transfers its energy to the secondary low. If everything comes together perfectly, that secondary low is going to undergo bombogenesis, which is when the central pressure drops at least 24 millibars in 24 hours. The latest model data is showing this low reaching a minimum pressure around 968 millibars by Sunday morning off the coast of Cape Cod. To put that in perspective, that is equivalent to a strong Category 2 hurricane. Now, this is not a hurricane. We are not going to see Category 2 hurricane winds over land everywhere, but that tells you how incredibly strong this system is going to be. Let me walk you through this progression in detail, city by city, because I know that is what you came here for. Let's start in the Tennessee Valley and work our way east and then north. Memphis, Tennessee. You are on the western fringe of this system. You are going to see some light snow Friday into Friday night, but I think most of you are looking at 2 to 4 inches, maybe 5 inches in the northern suburbs. Your main issue is going to be the cold. Sunday morning, you are waking up to 12 degrees with a wind chill near zero. Jackson, Tennessee, very similar to Memphis, 2 to 4 inches Friday into Saturday morning. Nashville, this is where things start to get more interesting. Your snow arrives Friday evening around 8 p.m. It is going to be light at first, but by midnight Friday night into early Saturday morning, we are talking moderate to heavy snow. Nashville proper, I think you are looking at 5 to 9 inches. The northern suburbs, Hendersonville, Goodlettsville, you could see 6 to 10 inches. Southern suburbs, Brentwood, Franklin, maybe 4 to 8 inches. And here is something you need to watch. Temperatures are going to be hovering right around 32 degrees Friday night. If we get any sleet mixing in, that is going to cut your snow totals but make the roads even more treacherous. Right now, the models are showing this staying mostly snow, but it is something to monitor closely. Clarksville, Tennessee, north of Nashville. You are going to stay colder, so I think 6 to 10 inches is likely for you. All snow. Cookeville, over in the eastern part of the state, 4 to 8 inches starting Friday evening. Knoxville, you are in the foothills, and that terrain is going to enhance your snowfall. This starts for you Friday afternoon around 4 p.m., earlier than most areas because you are further east. Light snow at first, then moderate to heavy Friday evening and overnight, tapering off Saturday morning. Knoxville, I think we are looking at 7 to 12 inches. South of the city toward the Smokies, the higher elevations could see 10 to 15 inches. Sevierville, Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, you guys could get buried. 12 to 18 inches is possible in spots. Chattanooga, you are down in the valley, so you might mix with some sleet if temperatures rise slightly, but right now it looks mostly snow. 5 to 9 inches starting Friday evening around 7 p.m. Heavy overnight into Saturday morning. Now let's drop down into Alabama. Huntsville, you are going to get hit pretty good. Snow starts Friday evening between 6 and 8 p.m. Heavy overnight, continuing Saturday morning. Huntsville, I think you are looking at 6 to 11 inches. Decatur, 5 to 10 inches. Up toward the Tennessee state line, Madison County could see some spots with 12 inches. Birmingham, you are on that tricky western edge. Snow starts Friday night around 8 or 9 p.m., but we could see sleet mixing in overnight. If it stays all snow, 4 to 7 inches is possible. If we get sleet, that could cut totals to 2 to 5 inches. I will have better clarity tomorrow. Montgomery, you are probably going to see mostly rain, maybe some sleet mixing in Friday night, but I do not expect significant snow accumulation for you. Now, Georgia. This is where the forecast gets really interesting. Atlanta, let me be very specific with you because there are a lot of people in the metro and the forecast varies significantly depending on where you are. Downtown Atlanta, I think you are looking at 4 to 8 inches. Northern suburbs, anything north of I-285, Marietta, Roswell, Alpharetta, Sandy Springs, you could see 6 to 10 inches. East side suburbs, Decatur, Stone Mountain, 5 to 9 inches. South side, College Park, East Point, 3 to 7 inches. West side, Smyrna, Austell, 5 to 8 inches. This starts Saturday morning around 4 a.m. Heavy snow Saturday afternoon, tapering off Saturday evening. And Atlanta, here is your issue. You do not handle snow well. The roads are going to be a disaster. Do not drive Saturday unless it is absolutely necessary. Gainesville, Georgia, north of Atlanta in the foothills, 8 to 12 inches possible because of elevation. Rome, northwest of Atlanta, 6 to 10 inches. Cartersville, 7 to 11 inches. Augusta, Georgia, this could be historic for you. You could be in the absolute bullseye. Snow arrives Saturday morning around 6 a.m. Heavy Saturday afternoon and evening, continuing into early Sunday morning. Augusta, we could be talking about 8 to 13 inches. This could be your biggest snow since 2014, and before that you have to go back to the 90s. Athens, home of the Bulldogs, 6 to 10 inches starting early Saturday morning around 5 a.m., heavy through the afternoon. Macon, you are south of the heavy snow, but 3 to 6 inches is possible Saturday. Savannah, down on the coast, 5 to 9 inches starting Saturday morning around 9 a.m., heavy Saturday afternoon, and you are going to have wind. Sustained winds 30 to 40 miles per hour, gusts to 60. That is going to cause coastal flooding issues. South Carolina, this is where things get absolutely wild. Columbia, the state capital, you are in prime position. Snow starts Saturday morning around 8 a.m., becomes heavy Saturday afternoon, continues into Saturday night. Columbia, this could be a top 5 snowstorm for you all time. I think we are looking at 7 to 12 inches. Some of the higher resolution models are even showing potential for 15 inches in spots. The last time Columbia saw snow like this was February 2014 when you got around a foot. Before that, 1973. This is extremely rare for you. Greenville, Spartanburg, the upstate, you are going to get hammered. Snow starts Saturday morning around 7 a.m. Heavy Saturday afternoon and evening, lingering into Sunday morning. Greenville, 9 to 14 inches. Spartanburg, 8 to 13 inches. Anderson, 7 to 12 inches. Up toward the North Carolina border, Pickens County could see 12 to 16 inches because of terrain enhancement. Charleston, down on the coast, you are going to see snow, which is very unusual. 3 to 6 inches possible Saturday starting around noon, heavy Saturday evening. Your bigger concern is wind. Gusts to 60 miles per hour are going to cause coastal flooding and beach erosion. Florence, inland between Columbia and the coast, 5 to 9 inches Saturday into Saturday night. Myrtle Beach, this is going to be wild. 6 to 10 inches of snow right on the beach, wind gusts to 65 miles per hour. This is going to be a blizzard. Whiteout conditions Saturday evening. Do not be out on the roads. North Carolina, let me break this down carefully because we have got some interesting dynamics at play. Asheville, way up in the mountains, this is going to be significant. Snow starts Friday evening around 8 p.m. Heavy overnight into Saturday, could continue into Sunday morning. Asheville, 12 to 18 inches. Higher elevations could see even more. Boone, up near Appalachian State, 15 to 20 inches possible. This is heavy mountain snow. Power outages are very possible. Charlotte, the Queen City, snow starts Saturday morning around 10 a.m. Heavy Saturday afternoon and evening, tapering off late Saturday night. Charlotte proper, 6 to 10 inches. North Charlotte, Huntersville, Cornelius, 7 to 11 inches. South Charlotte, Pineville, 5 to 9 inches. Rock Hill, just over the border in South Carolina, 6 to 10 inches. Gastonia, west of Charlotte, 5 to 9 inches. Concord and Kannapolis, east of Charlotte, 6 to 10 inches. Greensboro, Winston-Salem, High Point, the Triad, you have not seen a big snow in years. This could change that. Snow starts Saturday morning around 9 a.m. Heavy Saturday afternoon into Saturday night. Greensboro, 6 to 10 inches. Winston-Salem, 5 to 9 inches. High Point, 6 to 9 inches. Your area does not see this often. People are not going to know how to drive in it, so please stay home if possible. Now, Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill, the Triangle, you are in such a difficult spot with this forecast. You are right in the zone where we could see a dry slot develop. Here is what could happen. The coastal low forms to your east, and we might have a secondary low back to your west. These two systems working together could create a gap in the precipitation right where you are. It is like being in a donut hole. Heavy snow to your west toward the mountains. Heavy snow to your east toward the coast, but lighter right in the middle. Some models are showing 8 to 12 inches for Raleigh. Some are showing 4 to 6 inches. I am going to say 5 to 9 inches right now to play it safe, but understand this could go either way. We will have much better clarity tomorrow. Fayetteville, eastern North Carolina, this storm is going to park itself right off your coast. Snow starts Saturday around 10 a.m. Heavy Saturday afternoon and evening, continuing into Sunday morning. Fayetteville, 7 to 12 inches. Wilmington, down on the coast. This is going to be incredible. 9 to 14 inches starting Saturday around 11 a.m. Absolute whiteout conditions Saturday night with wind gusts to 70 miles per hour. This is a legitimate blizzard. Do not go outside Saturday night. I am serious. This is life-threatening weather. Jacksonville, Greenville, New Bern. You are all in that 7 to 12 inch range with blizzard conditions likely Saturday night. The Outer Banks, Elizabeth City, Kill Devil Hills, Kitty Hawk. You are going to get destroyed. 10 to 16 inches of snow with sustained winds of 40 to 50 miles per hour and gusts to 80 miles per hour. This is going to be one of the most intense blizzards the Outer Banks has ever seen. Power outages are very likely. Coastal flooding is guaranteed. Do not be on the Outer Banks this weekend if you can avoid it. Virginia, let me work through this systematically. Danville, right on the North Carolina border, 6 to 10 inches starting Saturday morning. Roanoke, southwestern Virginia, 4 to 8 inches starting Saturday morning around 9 a.m. Lynchburg, central Virginia, 5 to 9 inches Saturday. Charlottesville, 4 to 8 inches Saturday. Richmond, the state capital. This is significant. Snow starts late Saturday night around 11 p.m. Heavy early Sunday morning, tapering off Sunday afternoon. Richmond, 7 to 11 inches. Western suburbs, Short Pump, Glen Allen, 6 to 10 inches. Eastern suburbs, Mechanicsville, 7 to 12 inches. Petersburg, south of Richmond, 6 to 10 inches. Norfolk, Virginia Beach, Newport News, Hampton Roads. This could be absolutely historic. Snow starts Saturday night around 10 p.m. Heavy early Sunday morning, continues through Sunday afternoon. Norfolk, 11 to 16 inches. Virginia Beach, 10 to 15 inches. Newport News, 10 to 14 inches. Hampton, 9 to 13 inches. On top of the snow, wind gusts to 60 miles per hour and significant coastal flooding. The Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel will probably close Sunday. Do not plan on traveling. This could be the biggest snow Hampton Roads has seen since the mid-2010s. Now let me jump up to D.C., Maryland, Delaware. Washington, D.C. You are right on that cutoff line. The difference between heavy snow and just flurries for you is going to come down to maybe 30 miles of storm track. Right now, I think D.C. proper is looking at 3 to 6 inches. Could be less. Could be a bit more. This arrives Sunday morning around 3 a.m. Heaviest mid-morning. Tapering off Sunday afternoon. Arlington, Alexandria, 4 to 7 inches. Fairfax County, 5 to 8 inches. Silver Spring, Rockville, 3 to 6 inches. Baltimore, 4 to 7 inches starting Sunday morning around 2 a.m. But here is where it gets interesting. The eastern shore of Maryland, you are going to see much higher totals. Salisbury, 8 to 12 inches. Ocean City, 9 to 14 inches with blizzard conditions. Cambridge, 7 to 11 inches. Delaware, northern Delaware, around Wilmington, 5 to 8 inches Sunday. Dover, central Delaware, 7 to 10 inches. But the beaches, Rehoboth, Dewey, Bethany, this is going to be intense. 10 to 15 inches. Wind gusts to 65 miles per hour. Blizzard conditions. Coastal flooding. Lewis at the mouth of Delaware Bay, 9 to 13 inches. Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, 5 to 8 inches starting Sunday morning around 5 a.m. Heavy mid-morning to early afternoon. The suburbs will vary. Montgomery County, 5 to 8 inches. Delaware County, 6 to 9 inches. Bucks County, 6 to 9 inches. Allentown, Bethlehem, 4 to 7 inches Sunday. Lancaster, 4 to 7 inches. Harrisburg, you are on the northwestern edge, 2 to 5 inches. New Jersey, this is where the gradient gets really sharp. North Jersey, Newark, Jersey City, 4 to 7 inches Sunday. But South Jersey, the numbers go way up. Trenton, 6 to 9 inches. Atlantic City, on the coast, this could be massive. 11 to 16 inches with blizzard conditions, wind gusts to 70 miles per hour. The expressway and parkway are going to be disasters Sunday. Cape May at the southern tip, 10 to 15 inches with extreme wind. New York City, Manhattan, 3 to 6 inches Sunday afternoon and evening. Queens, Brooklyn, 4 to 7 inches. But Long Island, western Nassau County, 6 to 9 inches. As you go east into Suffolk County, 8 to 11 inches. The Hamptons, Montauk, 10 to 14 inches with wind gusts to 65 miles per hour. Upstate New York, you are mostly on the fringe. Syracuse, 2 to 4 inches. Rochester, 1 to 3 inches. Albany, 3 to 6 inches. Connecticut, southwestern Connecticut. Stamford, Norwalk, 5 to 8 inches Sunday. New Haven, 6 to 9 inches. Hartford, 4 to 7 inches. But eastern Connecticut, New London, Groton, Mystic, 7 to 11 inches, with strong winds. Rhode Island, Providence, 6 to 9 inches Sunday into Monday. Southeastern Rhode Island, Westerly, Narragansett, 8 to 12 inches with wind gusts to 60 miles per hour. And then the absolute bullseye. Cape Cod, Massachusetts. This is going to be a historic blizzard. Hyannis, Falmouth, Barnstable, 14 to 20 inches of snow. Chatham, Provincetown on the outer Cape, 15 to 22 inches possible. Hurricane-force wind gusts are likely 70 to 85 miles per hour. Thunder snow is very possible. If you are on the Cape, prepare now. Get supplies today or tomorrow. Batteries, flashlights, food, water, medications. Power outages could last for days. Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket, 12 to 18 inches with hurricane-force winds. Boston proper, 6 to 9 inches Sunday afternoon and evening. Southern suburbs, Quincy, Weymouth, 8 to 12 inches. North Shore, 4 to 7 inches. West of the city, 4 to 7 inches. This is a sharp cutoff. Portland, Maine, 4 to 8 inches Sunday into Monday. Down East Maine toward Bar Harbor, 6 to 10 inches. And then this storm heads to the Canadian Maritimes and absolutely buries them. Halifax, Nova Scotia, 18 to 25 inches with blizzard conditions and winds, potentially over 80 miles per hour. Now let me talk about the cold because this is just as dangerous as the snow. Sunday morning, widespread teens and 20s across the entire southeast. Tallahassee, 24 degrees. Tampa, hard freeze at 32 degrees, potentially 31 in northern suburbs. This is going to be catastrophic for citrus crops. Jacksonville, 30 degrees. Orlando, 36 degrees. Sunday morning, we are looking at brutal cold everywhere. Atlanta, 20 degrees. Birmingham, 19. Nashville, 17. Memphis, 15. Charlotte, wind chill around 8 degrees. Raleigh, wind chill around 12. These are dangerous temperatures for areas not used to this kind of cold. Further north, even worse, Louisville. Still with people without power, 10 degrees with wind chill near 0. Cincinnati, 8 degrees. Indianapolis, 4 degrees with wind chill -10. Chicago, 0 degrees with wind chill -20. Detroit, -1. Cleveland, 3 degrees. New York City, 18 degrees but wind chill around 5. Philadelphia, 16 degrees with wind chill near 0. Boston, 12 degrees with wind chill -5. The question everyone asks is, when does this break? The Central Plains will see moderation by middle of next week. But the East Coast, this pattern is not breaking anytime soon. Below average temperatures likely through at least the first full week of February, possibly longer. We might get a day or two near normal, but sustained warmth does not look likely until we get into the second week of February at the earliest. Here is what you need to do. If you are in the impact zone, prepare today and tomorrow. Stock up on food, water, medications, flashlights, batteries, candles. If you have a generator, test it now. And never run a generator indoors. Every storm we see carbon monoxide deaths from this. Generators go outside, away from windows and doors. Layer your clothing if you lose power. Multiple thin layers are better than one thick layer. Close off unused rooms. Check on neighbors, especially elderly or those living alone. This weather kills people, often because they are alone when something goes wrong. For driving, do not unless absolutely necessary. The roads will be terrible Saturday, Sunday, Monday. With the wind, we will have blowing and drifting snow creating whiteout conditions. If you must drive, go slow, leave extra space, no sudden movements. For flights, expect widespread cancellations, Saturday and Sunday at East Coast airports. Check your flight status constantly. Build in extra time. Power outages are a real concern. Heavy wet snow in the southern areas where temperatures are marginal, combined with wind, means downed trees and power lines. Charge your devices before the storm. Have a plan for food if power goes out. After the storm, watch for black ice Sunday night and Monday morning. Any melting during the day will refreeze overnight. Assume wet pavement could be ice. The models could still change. By tomorrow, we might be talking higher or lower totals. The storm could track further east and spare inland areas, or further west and bring heavy snow to more major cities. But based on current data, based on model consensus, this is a significant winter storm impacting a large area. Tomorrow, I will have updated model data, refined totals, and I am going through your comments giving personalized forecasts. Drop your city in the comments now. If things develop in a way that warrants it, I might go live Saturday for real-time updates. Thank you for trusting me with your forecast. Stay safe, stay warm, and I will see you tomorrow.